Greetings and salutations. Hi, I'm Garen Russmore and welcome to my stream. I have yet again failed to eat my dinner beforehand. We're having a pasta cheese thing. Tomato pasta cheese. Microwave meal. It's edible. And don't judge me. Or judge me all you want, I don't care. We're playing through Pathfinder Kingmaker. Which has been going on for, I did the calculation earlier, it's we're currently entering 110 hours to 113 hours that it'll be this session. So it's been a long haul. Good news is, well, kind of good news, I got a new hard drive because one of the things is all my video games were on a separate older hard drive, and it was a traditional hard drive. So one of the problems with that is it was slow and it was full. It's like 2 terabytes, but I have a lot of video games and a lot of files. So over the weekend, my dad told me, it's like, oh, if you don't want to swap out your SSD, what you can do is get a expansion card that'll slot into a PCI slot, and you can stick an SSD in that. Well, it arrived yesterday. Woo! And I couldn't get the screw undone to put the hard drive onto the board. So, thanks to Amazon Prime, was able to get a set of screwdrivers, tiny screwdrivers, for today, and I got that installed over my dinner hour. I then decided to do the brazen thing of just deleting Pathfinder Kingmaker and reinstalling it into the new drive. Just to give it a whirl and make sure that it was kind of there. Interesting thing is I found an easier way to do it rather than deleting it and re-downloading it now that I've got one of the games on there. Steam is tricksy. So in Steam, if you go to manage the files, you can view the files, you can verify the integrity of the files. What other option? There's another option on there that you can do, and I can't remember what it is. It is back up the game files. So you can browse the files and that just lets you see them. That's fine, that's great. You know, you might want to do that occasionally if it's a really old game and doesn't support crowd saving, or if you want to drop in mods manually or something like that. And it allows you to click through and go straight to it. Back up the game files, it essentially archives it up into a zip file that allows you to restore it elsewhere. Which is not great because it's got to go through all the routine of compressing it, and then it's verifying integrity of game files. That makes sure that none of them are corrupt, and if they are corrupt, it triggers Steam to re-download them. Great stuff. But there's no button there that I could find that allows me to just copy it from one hard drive to the other. So I deleted it and then started re-downloading it, but to do that I had to set up a new Steam installation folder on the new drive, which is called Fate, by the way. I like to name my drives. Started that download off, and it's like, okay, that took a while, and you know, eventually it finished downloading, and yay, it did preserve my save files. Now that I've actually gone into a different game, because it's like, okay, I want to move some more stuff over there. There's now a move installation folder install folder button. And so like, why couldn't you have just displayed that, and if you click on it and it's not set up, you go through the options? But no, it just doesn't have that button there at all. So, you know, I've moved a game that's significantly larger than Pathfinder Kingmaker, Fallout 4. Pathfinder Kingmaker comes in at about 40 gig. Fallout 4 comes in at about 90 gig. And all I had to do was click the button and say, move it to the new installation, or move it over to the new drive. Ta-da! It just copied and pasted it. I'm not paranoid that it's lost anything. And it didn't have to re-download it all from the internet, which is infinitely slower than copying it from one hard drive to another. So that's my day so far. And oh yeah, that's the other thing. Once it reinstalled Pathfinder Kingmaker, I loaded up, and yes, my save games are still there. Yay. I was a little bit paranoid that, you know, they'd go missing, get deleted or something like that, but the Steam Cloud saving works. They're just there now. So we'll be able to jump into that just in a moment. I am going to take a bite of my food. I don't care. I'm hungry. And nobody else seems to be around anyway at the moment. Or if you are around, say hi. Just from pasta all over my table. Hey Josh, hey Crit Commissions. Alright, fine, I should stop eating. I'm good, I'm good. I just kind of swallowed that piece of pasta whole. Luckily it's for silly and it's actually got a hole in it, so even if it did get stuck somewhere on the way down, I'd still be able to breathe. Alright, and I've managed to get pasta sauce all over my keyboard. That's that dealt with. Radio and Fallout 4 has finally finished moving across. So I hit the play button on that. I'll switch you over soon enough. I just need to do a couple of things. Yes, panic. Panic about what? There's nothing to panic about. Let's kill the music before I forget to kill the music. And let's switch over to the game. No, switch the screen over to the game and then switch over to the game. That's how we do it, Paul. And my headset's on back to front. Jesus Christ on a skateboard. There we go. He said unconvincingly. I said what unconvincingly? There's no need to panic. I'm not choking on pasta. So yeah, now that it's a new SSD, this load time should be slightly faster. I don't know if it's... I did load it up and it felt a little bit faster, but on the same token, it's like it still takes a little while. So is this faster than it was or slower than it was? And it does a little thing at the 64 to 65% mark. It actually jumps back a percent. And then the body just went poof. Okay. So, to catch us up, the new chapter started. Where's the journal? Where's this journal? So the new chapter started and Varnhold has vanished. Well, Varnhold hasn't vanished. It's still where we left it. It's just everybody in Varnhold has disappeared. So I came here to investigate and I got attacked by these things that I forget what they're called. Spriggans! And I've made my way to a fort-like facility. There's a door over here. Oh. More Spriggans? More Spriggans! Okay, who's that? It's the one all the way at the back. I do love the way that it's like, I can't tell who's who. Oh, he's even further back. Him, and him. Okay.
This should do
move
it.
up and stab that guy. See, that's a nice opener. 46 points of damage. And most of them are just going to alter their size up. Octavia, do we want to throw out a pit? I don't think we need to throw out a pit. Although, we could do with dealing with that rogue. I'll be fine, just throw some acid in his face. Should have thrown the acid in the face of the other guy, you would have got sneak attack bonus. Damage. Right, Emery, can you charge up to anybody interesting? No, you cannot, so... You can move up and stab that guy, that sounds like a plan. Tristan. Let's finish off that guy. I'm not in mod mode, that's why the text is all over there. 1 second. There we go. I was having to turn my head and look all the way over at the Twitch chat, which I've got it Well, it's Twitch chat. Usually you got the video and then you've got the chat going down the side. Well, when you click it into mod mode, you can actually move things around, which is useful. But at the same token, I've moved my chat over to the other side of the screen, so it's closer to my screen, so I can see it out the corner of my eye. But it also means that when it wasn't in that view, it was kind of looking a little bit odd. Bum, bum, bum. Right, who's this? Valerie. Charge at the big guy. Kind of like the way they're all wasting their turns pretty much just making themselves bigger. Alright, you need to die. Thank you. Now move up to that guy. Rogue missed. How's everybody doing this evening anyway?
They go down!
Mother of Rogue, why not?
You forced my hand.
Let us strike as one!
After 7 weeks, finally getting my Eden weapon for FF. Nice! So, how many hours a day? Or, you say 7 weeks. I'm assuming, and I know you, so it's not actually been, but it's not been 7 actual weeks of gameplay, has it? It's been on and off, but how many hours a week has that taken you to get? Not bad, just trying to cook without burning things. I mean, this is why I tend to favour microwave meals. I've only ever burnt 1 microwave meal, and yes, I managed to burn a microwave meal. I thought I put the timer on for like 30 minutes, for 3 minutes. I accidentally put it on for 30 minutes. And after about 10 minutes, I'm sort of like, I'm hungry. I'm pretty sure that I put out some food on to cook. So I went down, opened the fridge, turned back to look at the microwave, and it's like, oh. When it had 20 odd minutes on the clock, and it was like, stop, and open the door, puff of steam came out, and there was just this terribly, terribly shriveled up meal just in the middle of the microwave, and it's like, oh well. Luckily it didn't set it on fire. Yeah, rip that meal. And this was years ago now. I've not done anything like that since, or recently.
This will hurt.
But yeah, it's one of them where it's like, I just totally forgot about it. That's the thing, it wasn't burnt, it was just incredibly dried out. You know, it was sausage mash and gravy. And it hadn't combusted, it was just basically every ounce of water in there had been dried up and evaporated, and it was just like, there's no recovering this. I do not like this map because it's always trying to shuffle it further down this way so I can see what's going on. Yeah, it's not too bad when we get to this side, but came in the door here, and it's just been awkward camera angles.
You deserved it.
You had a previously asked what level you reach for endgame, and I said 20. Going for. I have been reading and getting unlucky with or being unable to pass high and can have a serious impact on being able to reach level 20. Oh, okay.
Any last wishes?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's try this way.
Because I do actually have all the DLC, which includes their deep dungeon dive. I'm not sure how deep it is. And I'm not sure if the level 20 limit was designed for the main game, and so if you do anything extra, does that just help you get to 20 faster? But my intent, to a certain extent, is to try and avoid doing the DLC until it's either I've completed the game, gotten to level 20, in which case it doesn't matter, or it'll be a case of I complete the game, reload it, and end up going back to it. See, this is super annoying.
This
there we
is
go.
where I step in.
Yeah, apparently the DC 40 skill checks can give a lot of XP. Yeah, in which case it might screw me over depending on my dice rolls. It very much depends with the skill checks. And I suppose to a certain degree, it's remembering all them little lock boxes where you've not been able to crack them open. It's going into every little place and making sure you pick up all of these little skill checks. Because one of the things I find is like, doesn't matter how well I build my character, if my dice rolls are not going in my favor.
It is finished.
Wand of displacement. Ooh. I'm carrying a lot of junk. These people have a lot of junk. Club, short sword, great axe, great sword. There's a bear in the corner. Oh, the bear opens up that door. Very nice. I'm guessing I need to go upstairs to continue exploring this place. But there's a door over here, and there might be a door over here. No, there's definitely something behind there, but we can't access it from this angle. Oh, barracks. And surprise, surprise! Let me guess, it's more Spriggans. Yay, more Spriggans. Okay, run over and stab that guy. That was terrible. Why are these guys not flat-footed? Anyway. So, oh, there you are. Couldn't see where he was.
This is for you. Serves you right.
But yeah, the thing is, it's all like, I'm going after every random encounter these days and not running away from any of them.
Tear them apart!
I don't think I've run away from any, but at the same token, so that should help me a little ways towards getting EXP. Then there's the deepest dungeon stuff, which might allow me to get up to level 20 if I get stymied somewhere along the route.
A calculated risk. This will hurt.
Ooh, a whole 2 points of damage. Woo!
My training pays off.
Nice, 2 crits for Lindsay. To be fair, my dice rolls...
They go down!
See, I'm not entirely sure if I'm actually leveled for this crap, because...
So it's come to this.
you know, whether I managed to do something and become
Repent.
over-leveled, or whether it's just an easement in all of this, but...
Let's try this way. Ah!
Chiron just needing a 2 to hit. And this is the plot, which is where I'm up to in the story. It's not like I could get here any sooner. So I'm kind of curious as to if I'm a little bit ahead of where I should be in terms of XP. But yeah, I'll have to see how it goes.
You forced my hand.
Can you charge as well? Nope, okay. Never enough movement.
This should do it.
I'll fight if I have to. You can't stop me.
Can you charge? Nope.
Stay behind me.
You deserved it.
Yeah, even Lindsay just needed 3 there to hit.
Left yourself open.
Of course, the AI isn't very smart. Masterwork daggers. Didn't need to move everybody over there. Masterwork light crossbow. Loot this body.
I see something.
Yes, it's a chest. See, I'm not entirely sure what also the game considers a skill check that you have to pass that gives you experience. Because one of the things about a tabletop game
All according to plan.
is certainly in Starfinder. I don't know whether it's a rule in Pathfinder, but I think it is. Because it makes sense to me in all cases. It's like if there is a trap, even if you have to get past it by slamming your face into it, you've still managed to overcome the trap, so you're deserving of the EXP. So I grant it. Even if the players don't manage to get over the traps, and those traps are the only things that are not the bad guys, apart from quests, that give EXP. I don't think skinning animal checks gives EXP. Yeah, there might be some locks that have given XP. Falling down a pit is certainly an experience. Well, yeah, that's the thing, and it's like, even if you fall down the pit, you've got to get over the other side to be able to continue the game. So it's experience. You're figuring out how to overcome the obstacle, even if it does mean falling down it and then climbing back out the other side. It's a solution, so it should give the AXP. Gonna have another mouthful of. The biggest spriggan, scarred and beaten, bears his rotting teeth. I guess we can't even rest here. I bet you followed our trail from our very den. Forcing us from our home wasn't enough. Now you've come to finish us off. Well, Haggy will not make it easy for you. Forced you out of your home? What do you mean? Like you don't know. The cave to the north, where I lived my entire life before your kind came. Enough! I'm done running. Aggie swings his blade and utters a shrill battle cry as he charges. So these guys apparently pissed off somebody. It's not a lasagna, it's a cheese and tomato pasta thing. I'm always frightened of people doing that on streams. I've seen so many people do that and their food just slide off, but microwave meals, it's got a lip. Anyway, enough about my food, because I really do want to just eat it all. Okay, I'm going to do myself a favor and delay until after one of the other people.
Consider me
You fire at one of the
provoked.
short people because they're flat-footed. It seems like this is a boss fight. Let's have a bless. Oh, there's a guy over there. Did not see him. Right, Valerie,
Let us
charge!
strike as one.
Now I
A
should get my sneak
calculated
attack.
risk.
Boom! And I love the way I've blessed, but most people are still just like 2 to hit. Right, finish
Any
off
last
that guy
wishes?
because he's behind us and that's not good. He has reach. Step away from him. Doop doop doo doop doo. Doo doo.
This is for you!
Step away from him because he can swing that thing. Tristan, finish off that guy. Oh, so close.
Do not falter.
Who is... Oh wow, you've still got most of your hit points. Well, time to
This
explode.
will hurt. I didn't even break a sweat.
Ta-da! Now he's got half of his hit points. Feel slightly better about that.
Bring it.
Tear them apart!
This is where I step in.
And he's also got damage reduction. I am not looking at health now. Octavia again with the mist. Right, Tristan, I would like you to... I don't actually want you to move up, so just do an all-around heal. Right. I don't think you can damage him. Yeah, you're not damaging him, so
Let's try
leave
this
it up
way.
to the guy. That's a weird echoey noise. Aggie steps back, pressing his hand against the bleeding wound. Well, you got me. He hisses through clenched teeth. Go on then, keep hounding us and pushing us back. Clearly taking all we had wasn't enough. What are you on about? You attacked the citizens of Varnhold. You think me a fool? You attacked us in our homes. Now we followed you here to finish the job. How could we possibly bother anyone else in an empty city? Are you saying the city was empty before you got here? Who cares? We arrived and no one else was here. We checked for traps and checked for ambushes. Nothing. Totally livable. If I knew you'd follow us, I would have taken everyone even further away. Where are the locals? No clue. Eaten by somebody, just gone. They left their belongings behind, doors wide open. Anyone can walk in and take what they like. I believe that you and your kin aren't to blame for the disappearances of Varnhold citizens. I'll let you leave in peace. Just tell me where your den is. Perhaps I could pay you a visit and help you get your home back. Aggie stares at you for a while, unblinking, then scoffs with contempt. A half-orc who wants to help? Sure. I'll be surprised if I'm still breathing when we're done. I bet you just want to fight your way in and take my cave from yourself. Good gods, what a stubborn creature you are. Chiron grants you not just life, he promised to retrieve your home. The least you could at least thank the person who could have been your executioner. Aggie sizes at the woman with a hostile glare and shakes his head. What do I care? If I'm lucky, you'll both kill each other. Find an old cave to the south. That's where you'll find the creeps who forced us out. And if you come, and if you by some chance manage to kick them out of there, I'll know. Then we'll talk some more. Don't follow me. As everybody promptly follows him in. I mean, curiouser and curiouser. Oh, letter with threats. Baron Miga Van, I am writing to you as an ally and well-wisher. The reason for my letter is a lack of foresight in your actions. You're trying so hard to become friends with the Baron of Dumwana Barony. You invite him to pay you a visit. You could assure him of sincerity, even send rich gifts. Have you nothing more to do in your lands? I strongly recommend you stop flirting with the upstart person and turn your gaze to affairs of the day. You are trying to cross a path with powerful forces that can reach you even in your own castle. You should know your place. With wishes of good health and calm sleep. Your friend. That's a curious little letter. I mean, it explains nothing other than somebody else had a hand in all of this. Fallen Warrior's Boot. Just what I needed. Owlbear Omelette. Tuskwater Oysters and a quarterstaff called the Crimson Counselor. Fire Gemstone. Monk Weapon. This staff contains 6 charges that are replenished each day. Spending 3 charges, its wielder may cast Fireball. By spending 2 charges, they may cast Scorching Ray. It's for owlbear eggs, I believe. Where's the recipe? Should be able to see it. There we go. Owlbear omelette. Milk, tenderloin, owlbear eggs. I have 6 owlbear eggs. 11 tenderloin and milk, which I've probably been carrying around from the very start of the game. About a year ago. The stuff does not expire, apparently. Where is it? And that's milk. Cooking ingredient. No expiration date. That is going to be so rancid by now. Interestingly enough, the Crimson Counselor gives Scorching Ray, which I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Octavia can get a bonus on. What weapon did I just unequip? Was she just running around with a criminal? I have not been doing Octavia justice. But no, she's now got a quarterstaff. With no charges in it. But Scorching Ray will be nice. Unfinished letter from Megavan. Most Honourable Baron Chiron, I am Baron Mega Van of Varnhold. I am writing to inquire about the current state of affairs in your realm. I hope that no trouble or pestilence have found their way to your lands. Perhaps we could arrange a neighbourly meeting soon to discuss things. At your leisure, of course. I would also like to request your aid in a small matter. A few days back, an adventurer by the name of Willis Gunderson retrieved a magical bracelet from one of the ancient ruins scattered across Dunswood. Gunderson kindly turned it over to my court wizard, Cephal, who continued to examine it as it lies on the table before me. It may be the most peculiar things I've ever laid my eyes on. The bracelet is covered in angular patterns that resemble a labyrinth, and it is adorned with an inscription in an unknown language. No learned man in Varnhold has been able to read the writing or deduce its culture, or deduce which culture of the artifact belongs to. I kind of glimpsed at the bottom, now I'm thrown off. So I ask your aid. Please, if you have an archivist with deep knowledge of history and of this region, send them along to aid us in solving this mystery. I am sure that your capital has plenty of such learned men and women. Perhaps one of them will succeed in reading this inscription. Of course, I will return the Voda. But what or who is Vordakai? That's a very good question. As your milk levels go down, your cheese quantities increase. I mean, that's always a good thing about milk. It's not like, milk never really goes off. It just transforms into other kinds of food. No, it goes rancid if you don't prepare it properly. Just absolutely rancid. So, we've found the letter, but we've not found the thing that goes with the letter. I did kind of murder everybody on my way here, so them 4, 5 Spriggan who walked out the front door are the only ones who are left alive, anyway. And there's ravens, and that piques my curiosity. Especially when they start a dialogue with you. You notice a huge black bird sitting on a high fence by the exit, as if waiting for you. It's a raven, glistening black and one of the largest ravens you've ever seen. As you approach, it tilts its head and affixes you with a beady black eye. As you are about to leave, you hear a croaked voice. Hypocrite. What? Did you say? What is the point in your false pity for those fools who you allow to live? The raven gives a sharp caw, almost bark. With no shelter, no family, and no homeland, always on the run. All you did is prolong their suffering and take pride in your chivalry. The raven gives another claw, almost sneering. My, a talking crow. Now, if you had anything worth hearing, that'd be impressive indeed. The raven bristles, its wings fluttering. You would do well to heed my words, thrall, as I would all of you, as would all of you of the lesser races. You will swallow your words when the time comes, and the time comes for you all. Why are you here? Are you one of the thieves that lived in this miserable settlement? What do you know about the vanishing of Varnhold? Only the people in this dusty village were thieves and bandits who didn't respect the law and didn't know their place. Inferior beings don't dare touch what belongs to their masters. Who are you? I stole nothing. Liar, this settlement was full of thieves. They paid for their crimes. Now only a single one remains. You. Who are you? I'm not from Varnhold, and I will find out what happened here. You? What arrogance, what pride, you thrall! Do not follow one crime with another. You will suffer the same fate. Who are you? I'm arguing with a bird. The writing, which at first was clear as red flame, has all but disappeared. A secret now that only flame, no fire can tell. Lord of the Rings quote from Jay. Who was the Cyclops in that tomb that needed a key? I don't think the Cyclops got named. I don't believe so. Milk is a special property that the longer you leave it, it will eventually become edible again. Don't ask me how I know. I'd never ask how you know, and it's one of them where it's like, I'm pretty sure I've had milk that's just gone bad. Like, just bad. Was there talk of Mordecai? I honestly don't know, Josh. I have a lousy memory for names. If it wasn't for the fact that Twitch was telling me that you're called Josh, I would forget your name as well. I'm like that. It's nothing against anybody, it's just names. I'm guessing you're new to these parts. You still don't know who I am. Why don't you take to the air and ask around? I'm Cairo, Baron of the neighbouring realm. Insult me again, insolent crow, and you'll regret it. My name is Chiron. Now tell me who you are. The raven regards you for a moment, finally flaps its wings, and without a sound takes flight. Moments later, it is nothing more than a mere speck in the sky. Then it is gone. Well, okay then. The Raven asks, have you understood everything I told you? You accidentally pressed no, and the Raven repeats everything it says once again. I'm totally confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing with any of that. When in doubt, save. That's good enough advice for anybody. No, it didn't jump back that time. Okay, that's
as it should be.
Right. I think I'm now free to explore around Varnhold, or not Varnhold, whatever this territory is called. Farmsdale? No, it's... Don't know, it is the area of Varnhold. How unimaginative. You can just see it faintly written on there. Becomes a little bit clearer when I own it, but not by much. Right, there's the overgrown cavern. I think it's this one. There's someone on the road. Get ready. A small but well-armed group moves across the flatlands. Tattoos, leather and fur clothing, bone amulets under their belts. These are barbarians, Khalids, Khalids to be precise, probably from the neighbouring Numenera, or maybe lands even further north. They stop when they see you, hands on weapons, and frowns on their faces. Hey, one of the barbarians shouts towards Amory. You're from the north, right? Which tribe? I'm by myself. Wait, isn't that the gal that the six bears kicked out because they were scared that if a woman touched a sword, their balls would fall off? Just let bygones be bygones. I walk with him now. Look at the woman. I think she needs help. Tristan whispers, pointing out the barbarians. One of the barbarians who looks quite ill. The barbarians examine you closely. You lead this group then. I'm Noba. From Numenera, part of a Tiger Lord's tribe. We were just minding our own business here, not looking to pick a fight. We don't want any trouble. We're not after anyone. One of your people seems sick. Can I help? The barbarian woman steps forward, trying to control her heavy coughing. That'd be welcome. She starts coughing again, then spits out some blue phlegm on the ground. I caught blue spit somewhere in the barrens. I can pay for healing in gold. I've never seen such an unusual disease. Neutral good. Heal the barbarian, no charge. No, none of that. We're not beggars and we're not out for charity. The barbarian woman forces several coins into your hand. After you heal the woman's disease, she breathes deeply, relishing the sensation. Wow, thank you. That was a nasty thing, let me tell you. Won't let you take breathes in or let gases out. Tristan sighs with relief. Praise Sarah Ray, this affliction responded to regular magic. I would not be surprised if such strange symptoms would resist common methods of curing, though, had that been the case, I'm certain we would have found a way to manage it. From Numenera, you're pretty far from home. Not so far, the Tiger Lords travel around a lot. From the Whirlwind to to Iobaria. Hell, these lands were practically home to us. We used to clear them damn Fae from the Nile marches on a regular basis. Well, now we're here again. That's a nomad's life, you see. You never know where you find yourself tomorrow. Do you know anything about the situation at Varnhold? Varnhold? Never heard of it. What's going on there? We got nothing to do with it. What were you searching for? The Khalid frown. No idea, really. Dungaf said we should search for caves and ancient ruins, and he'd tell us if it was what we were looking for. You ask me, we're just wasting our time here, but Chieftain knows best. Who's Dungarth? An old cleric. He knows a lot. He knows a lot, and he's seen a lot and knows a lot. But it seems like he's the only one who has any idea what the hell we're looking out for. We're looking for out here. I can English sometimes. Are you the only group of Numenerans here? You kidding? Of course not. Our main camp's over the hill there. If you're feeling gutsy, come pay us a visit. Have you found anything interesting in the area? I wish. We've searched the area for days now, but we found a cave with some grime-faced half-men. No rune, no treasures, not a damn thing. Safe travels. So the question is, did I get experience for any of that? I did not. That's another thing where it's like, I would have expected that to give us a little bit of XP for healing the woman. But apparently not. Oh, they're actually over in Dunswood. I'm just going to see if this road links up to this road. Which it should. Oh, somebody wants me in my kingdom. Can't last 5 minutes without me. Nature's Rage. Jod, take care of that. Oof. Really need to level you up. Animals are flying into inexplicable rages. Wild beasts emerge from the far woods and attack people. The livestock try to kick their owners. Even loyal dogs bite the hand that feeds them. Someone must find the cause of these strange events and put a stop to them. I kind of wanted somebody more experienced to do that one. Let's go back to the overgrown cave.
I need to catch my breath.
Sounds like a plan. Don't really want to go in here half-cocked. The Owlbear's Feast gives us a +1 bonus to attack rolls for the day. Which is exactly the same as that. But it's more difficult to cook. And requires ingredients. Some things just don't make sense in this game. Eating a hearty meal provides you with a +1 bonus to all saving throws for a day. Eating an owlbear omelette provides you with the +1 bonus to all attack rolls, not saving throws. So that's different. Let's take that then. Let's make some owlbear eggs. DC is 22. She's got a +20. But it's a skill check, but a 1 on the die will still cock it up. Octavia, let's see you cock it up. You cock everything up.
I don't like this whole bloom season. What if that scoundrel we saw in the First World wants to grow another flower?
I agree. I prefer an honest fight, and I dislike the unknown. Enemies who stab you in the back with the help of alien magic.
Yay, owlbear egg omelette. And it says a day, but it's only 16 hours. I'm assuming that this is the cave that the Spriggans were on about. I could do with finding out what the Spriggans don't know. And as it stab you in the back, side glances towards their fearless leader, the rogue. Hey, I'm an honest rogue. Hey, who's that walking over here? The barbarian stands guard at the cave entrance, calls over to you closely. It's dangerous to walk around here. Better turn back. Amory answers something in Halit, the native tongue of the Numir and Kelid tribes. After a brief exchange in Halit with Amory, the guard switches back to common. Peace. If you want to speak to our elders or spend the night, you may enter. Just don't expect a free dinner. Curious.
In due time.
I mean, not what I was expecting. Bolga, a half-orc woman, sits by the fire. Her clothes are made of leather and fur, matching the rest of the barbarians. She frowns as she slides her finger along a map, crudely drawn on crumpled sheet of paper. She lifts her gaze as she notices you. Huh, guess. Who are you? If you're a friend, take a seat by the fire and let's talk. I'm Bolger from the Tiger Lord's tribe. You lead this group. Are you a chieftain? Me? No, just seasoned enough to lead a group. Our chieftain is Amrag of the Twiceborn. Bolga says the name proudly as though expecting recognition or awe. He's back home in Numenera right now. What's your chieftain known for? Long ago he was the greatest of Numenera's chieftains, and Gorham's chosen. Amrag was so strong no mortal could strike him down. Only when Pharasma herself challenged him to battle did that he fell, and only because of her divine power. But now Amrag shamed her and came back from the afterlife. Great Amrag leads the Tiger Lords once more, and now as Amrag the Twiceborn. And soon, word of our exploits will spread all over Avistan. What are you doing here? We're looking for some runes, or a cave, or something. I don't really know. Only Dungarth knows exactly what we're looking for. He's a cleric, and he's our leader on this expedition. Him and the sisters. Who are these sisters? They're the witches who serve Amrag. They seem to know a lot about the world, history, gods, even other worlds. They're pretty smart talkers. You'd hardly believe the things they know. And then they have these strange, unimaginable spells. When Amrag orders us to pack up for the expedition, we thought we'd be marching for a month. But they just wave their hands and whoosh. A tunnel of multicolored lights opened before us. Our trip here took us just 1 hour. Can you imagine it? I won't be surprised if you can't. Where might I find Dungrath and these sisters? They're in our main camp here. Bolgraf points it across on her map. If you're looking to hire us or some other business, come visit. It'd be much better than digging around in the dirt out here. Have you found anything of interest? It'd be nice if we had. So far it's just dirt, crap and monsters. We don't get enough of that back in Numenera. We found this hole and the monsters that were living here. We took a beating doing it, but we managed to kick them out. Afterwards we searched the place. We found it's just a regular cave, nothing to note. And after a day or so we'll probably head out and keep searching. Do you know anything about the situation in Varnhold? Varnhold? Where's that? No idea. We've not been there. But it's... okay. The Spriggans who lived in this cave are under my protection. Please leave so that they can return to their home. What? Those ugly things? Are you crazy? Got a plus 20 to bluff and it's a 21. Plus 20 to diplomacy and it's 22. Plus 21 to intimidate. I have no time for games. Leave now, while I'm still in the mood to ask politely. I'm quite sane. Please try to understand. You've ousted the Spriggans. You created a serious political issue that I need to resolve. The Spriggans will return soon, and they won't be alone. They're bringing trolls, cyclopses, and giants with them. I can negotiate for a peaceful solution, but only if the cave is empty. Haha, got you. I was joking. Yes, I'm crazy. I have no time for games. Leave now while I'm still in a good mood, still in the mood to ask politely. The barbarian stares into your eyes, but she's the first to drop her gaze. Fine, have it your way. And so everybody leaves. Ooh, cheese crostata. Or something like that.
All according to plan.
And edible moss. Along with milk, butter, and eggs. Milk that I'll have forever. Because that's how milk works. Oh, actually, I'm using the milk cup. I think I'll run out of eggs before I run out of milk. Although, what's that recipe call for? Flour, cheese, shambulus. Shambultus. I'm impressed the barbarians didn't take everything that wasn't nailed down with them. See, I wouldn't think that the highest check would give you more experience. This is the thing. It's like I'm not 100% sure on what they've done for the game. I know one of the things I remember reading. See, this is going back a while. Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 2. One of the things is like they had goblins in that, and you'd be killing them by the 100. But one of the things that they said is like it's not a one-to-one match with the tabletop game because the balance is all wrong. When it comes to a tabletop game, nobody wants to battle 100 goblins. So you probably battle about 6 goblins and get experience accordingly. Whereas with the video game, it's not so bad because it doesn't take much to set up. It doesn't take much for the combat to resolve itself. And it's more interesting in a video game to kill 100 goblins than it is to call it 6 and say it was 100. So with that, I know that the XP for goblins in Baldur's Gate 2 were a lot less than the XP that you get for goblins playing the tabletop game. And I have a feeling that they've done some of that in this, especially since when I'm fighting things, which hasn't been for a while, but it's all like, where's somebody dying? Gained experience 67. At level 10, you shouldn't be getting 67 EXP for killing somebody. You should be getting a lot higher, because otherwise you'd be here forever, which I am. I've been at level 10 now for quite a while. But at the same token, you don't always get experience for an intimidation check or a skill check in conversation, unless that's the experience that you get for completing the quest. But I'd expect to get that experience when I find the Spriggans have taken back over this cave. And at the same token, it's like, I wouldn't expect different experience for resolving the same problem, just a different way. So whether I use diplomacy or bluff for intimidation, right, I have no idea what I'm doing here, so I am just... How am I supposed to get there? Oh, it's a silver step resource. Nope, stop, turn around, go back. Downwards. Across the... and claim the plant. Because apparently plants are good for... Oh, mountain trout. It inspires loyalty.
I need to catch my breath.
Wizards, magi, and eldritch scoundrels can update their spellbooks by copying spells from scrolls into them.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Yeah, probably
Follow
best to
my
go
lead.
back to the map and take a rest. This looks like it's a dungeon, and it could be a long one. How long is it? 14 hours to get there out. My kingdom can survive a couple of days without me being there.
What brought you to your faith in Sarenrae? Let me guess. You committed a terrible atrocity, and now you're atoning for it. Am I right?
I was just looking at the world. There is such evil in it, and too little mercy. Is it not enough to simply want to change it for the better?
You mean Octavia? I've tried, but I've got all the spells as far as I'm aware. I should really go through these slightly more often. Because there's always a couple that I've picked up and not. I should possibly sell off all of these scrolls. I never bleed and use them, but it's just one of them where it's like, I'm a typical video gamer in the terms of, so like, yeah, I'll keep all of these just in case they ever come in handy. And occasionally there's been fights where it's like, this is really tough and I need to go through these spells and figure out what I could and can and can't use. Are they the same spell? Oh no, Scroll of Curse of Deterioration and Scroll of Curse of Idiocy. Bum, bum, bum. But it'd be nice if it gave you some little flag to say that this is one that you've not got yet. Or I should just sell them all and see how, you know, only do it when I'm selling them. Just double check. I didn't check these. Braces of armor +4. What are you wearing? Braces of armor +5. These are useless. Useless, I say. You've got a 20 AC. For a guy who's not wearing armor, a 20 AC is respectable. I found another recipe. Jeez. Should have read that beforehand. Right, into the Sculpture of Forgotten Heroes. Sepulture. Loading screen gives me an excuse to stuff my face. A massive stone door blocks the entrance. It has no knobs, buttons, or other signs of how to unlock it. However, a thick patch of moss has been scraped off of the door hinges, hinting it's been opened recently. Sepulcher? Sepulcher. Why is there an ER at the end of it? Sepulcher. Can't bring up that. Use detect magic. The door radiates a faint transmutation aura. Search for a way to unlock the door. You can't find the physical mechanisms. It seems the door must be opened through some magical means. Try to force the door open. You barely scratched the door. You might have tried forcing your way through a rock face around it. Seems as though we don't have knockiness, which I find.
But they just ruin the hair.
Don't know what she just said. I wasn't paying attention. I don't have spells prepared on this one. I could have sworn somebody had Dispel Magic for free. I'm losing my mind.
I won't let you down.
Bum, ba, bum, ba, 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 bum. Not sure how to get through the door. Let's have a look at that. Wands, acid, bane, displacement. Yeah, okay. Echolocation, expeditious retreat, fine traps, good. Hope, grease, lightning bolt, magic missile, wand of prayer, searing light, shield, stinking cloud, and true strike. Burning arc, fireball, less magic, meta magic rod, Bless.
This spell's not supposed to work like that. This spell's not supposed to work like that.
There's absolutely no other hints to be given. Fedora radiates in a faint transmutation aura. Snowball?
This spell's not supposed to work like that.
Let us bless the door.
So, there.
No, that won't work. I mean, we could all gather around and then just bounce through the door because dimension door. A point within long range, you can instantly transfer within, to any other spot within range. I want to go to the other side of the door. I mean, it kind of is a spoiler. I could be banging my head against this door for quite a while. It's just one of them where it's very frustrating to a certain degree that I've managed to find the door and no answer to it. So I'm determined to throw some kind of dispel magic at the door and see if anything happens. But of course, I don't have a dispel magic to hand. They seem to be in some sort of order. Potion of dispel magic and throw it at the door? Cure... Displacement... Dispel... Nope. Nope. But I do think you're right. There is nothing I can do with this door. I tried something along those lines, and it was it basically said you'd have more success trying to chisel out the sides of a door. Yeah, that does not say sepulchre. Sepulchre. So sepulchre. Share. Oh, stop. Go back that way. And head down that way. Lots of that. This is... Oh no. Random encounter time!
You make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Oh, it's this map again. These goblins.
This should do it.
It's a terrible
behind
joke and
me.
you know it. Garnichi tongue.
I'll fight if I have to.
That's not what I wanted you to do.
I'll try to make this swift.
A calculated risk.
Those dice rolls. I wish they'd stop throwing bombs at us. It's not like they really hurt, it's just annoying.
Let us strike as one!
Serves you right.
Right, I want you to cast Create Pit on those. Somehow he managed to dive out of the way and get all the way up here.
They go down!
Video game physics.
Victory is inevitable.
This will hurt.
You deserved it.
It's a nice map. It's just awkward to fight on. You know, and somehow I've got to kill this goblin that's stuck in the scenery. On a game that should largely be flat.
So it's come to this.
Let's try this one.
And then he exploded.
Any last wishes?
There we go. It's raining, isn't it? And two of us are still on fire. Masterwork. 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 I'm guessing meld with stone doesn't actually function in this game. There's some spells that are missing from the game where it's like meld with stone and stone passage and the rest of them. It's like kind of makes sense because it can very easily break the game when it realizes it's like you're trying to walk somewhere which just it's not possible to walk. But knock isn't a spell, and it's like why is that not a spell in this game? Hey, halfway there. That was encounter 50 of all the survivors. Now I'm back in my kingdom for a briefest moment. Rest in peace. The successor chosen by the council promised to carry on what the deceased had begun. The people were cheered to see that life goes on, and future promises to be happier than the past. Bread and circuses. Someone has tried to start a ridiculous rumor claiming that renowned gladiators from Timor will take part in a tournament in the upcoming local festival. If a curator cannot get them to come, the people's wrath will be fearsome indeed. Well, good luck with that. Living on the prayer to Lamashtu. Ba 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 bum bum bum. Right, let's take this path. For another random encounter with a dragon token.
We will prevail.
Oh look, more goblins.
This should do it. A calculated risk.
Do not falter. Huh.
Finally, a random encounter with Tiamat. I mean, at this stage, I'd rather have something of some interest. There's no goblins behind us. Sure that guy.
Repent!
This is where I step in. You can't stop me.
The thing is, this stage as a GM, I would let you reskin Pass Without a Trace to become Pass Without Goblins.
This will hurt. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the goblins are not the smartest of things, but shouldn't they also recognize when they're vastly outmatched?
Onwards.
You forced my hand.
Bring it!
Yeah, a couple of traps. Maybe a log against along the road, archers behind that. The goblins could stand a chance if they grew a brain. So the guy with two glowy studs
Let's
just
try
killed
this
3
way.
goblins in 1 round. You as goblins with tiny little bows, what do? You shoot the guy with the 2 magical weapons. That's apparently what you do.
Get me, Gorum!
Serves you right. Consider me provoked.
This should do it.
I'm not even gonna bother looting these bodies. It's just junk. Or it's mainly just junk. Hey, we're over the halfway there. And off we go. Ooh. That's
May
a
we have a moment of respite?
random encounter. Should be different terrain at least.
Then our leader charged forwards. Hey, wait for me.
Spriggans.
I'm writing you out of our story.
Gee. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba, ba. Ba-da-da-da-da. So it's different than goblins. Oh, everything's just itching right now. Charge up and just murder that guy. Nope, you failed to murder him. No, it's, oh, no, he's not even going to get to hit you back.
Tear them apart!
Go save our glorious leader, would you? Nope, you missed.
Stay behind me!
You need to shush.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
And then it
A
explodes.
calculated risk.
Oh, there's a couple more Spriggans down over here.
They go down!
I'll try to make this swift.
More Spriggans over here. So many Spriggans.
You deserved it.
Everywhere. I think this is actually going
Let
to
us
hurt me.
strike as one! Ah! Ah!
This will hurt.
Report to Trustine for healing. You and your 2 hit points. Should have shot somebody. That would have been a good idea. Oh well. Can we finish that one off in front of Valerie? So she can go off and set some other people. Apparently we can't.
Let's try
Terrible
this
idea,
way.
but go for it. Could have left too soon anyway, I believe.
Bring it!
Interesting. Use that one, convert it into that, and heal me. There we go, that wasn't terrible.
I'm wounded.
This is for you.
Do not falter!
This should do it. Left yourself open.
Left yourself open. Ha 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 ha.
So it's come to this.
Any last wishes?
Hey. Did he actually manage to murder somebody? I should have got the film one. Oh well, he died anyway.
Onwards!
That guy just murdered me? Oh no, he didn't. Haha, roll for you! Oh, there's no loot in his body.
This is where I step in.
Stay behind me!
A calculated risk.
Tear them apart!
And off we go.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Wonder what was the difference between these Spriggan fighters and these Spriggan fighters. Bum ba bum ba da.
I need to catch my breath.
Yes, everybody gets to rest. And we got cheese crostata. Extends the time you can go without rest before becoming fatigued. It lasts by 6 days. 6 hours. I mean, sure, we'll try for that.
You know, the author of my favorite books was a follower of the Dawnflower. His name was Ash. He wasn't a man of the cloth like you, Tristan. He dabbled in the arcane arts, but he did find Sarenrae's teaching and ideology to live by.
I like the sound of this, Ash. Perhaps I will have to give those books a read. Legend of the Arknights of Aveston, was it?
Onward. And what's this way? This 2 goes back out to Dunswood. Let's pop back to Man Kingdom. Oh, this might have been a bad idea. Should have gone that road. Honor and duty failure. -2 to community, +2 to loyalty, -2 to militia and relations. Oh well. Ergot. Oh, it does take longer to go that way than it does to go that way.
I need to catch my breath.
Fight.
I shall end this suffering.
Well, that's different. An Elder Earth Elemental. Charge! 2 Elder Earth Elementals.
Serves you right.
That's a bad saltuation. Oh, Sundra, and this character's armor is temporarily disabled. Wow. Back down to 29. Ouch. I mean, they're still getting a bunch, you know, Ring of Protection +3, Heavy Armor Focus, Tower Shield, Shield Focus, Greater Shield Focus, Amulet of Natural Protection +3, Dodge +1, Fight Defensively +3. So the shield really isn't the armor isn't really a major factor, but it's still 10 off, at least.
Repent!
But at least it's not broken per se. I think we need to consider doing something bigger. Lindsay, do us a favor, move forward and sing us a song.
They go down!
And Tristan bless. Now we
Let
haven't
us
even
strike
great
it
chance to
down.
hit you. Oof. These guys are tough.
I'll fight if I have to.
Oh, they're immune to precision damage. That's potentially a problem. Fireball? Fireball.
Do not falter!
A little more that I can do of them, just keep swinging at them. Ooh. Forgot that was a thing. One down.
Onwards!
Why me?
This will hurt.
That spell is useless. That's likely to do more damage against us.
You forced my hand.
Stay behind me! You can't stop
Sure,
me!
whose armor the distance? Huh, Valorous. I should read the combat log.
Let us strike as one!
Calm down. You're not dead yet.
Consider me provoked.
Might not be dead yet, but you're cutting it damn close.
You deserved it.
Bum 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 bum. That's what we like to
Do
see.
not falter!
I'm wounded.
Ow. Oh, you counted them this time.
Any last wishes?
I think it'd be interesting if you could actually get out the statistics in this thing. That's how, like, you know, who is the most, you know, who rolled the most ones, who rolled the most twos, you know, who rolled the most under 10 or under, who most rolled the most critical hits, that kind of thing. I mean, you could sit here and do it by hand, but it's just not something that I think many people would want to continually go back and refresh their notes on. It's like watching my entire stream is all fine and well. Watching my entire stream and having to pause it every couple of seconds to record dice rolls is not going to be a pleasant thing. Right, delay until after Lindsay. Lindsay, cast displacement on Chiron. Chiron, move back in there and start attack. Oh wait, I switched to the bow, didn't I? I shouldn't have switched to the bow.
Bring it!
Yeah, that really does
I'll
stand
try
out.
to make this swift.
Look at that. 2 point. Only just managed to hit.
This is where I step in.
I mean, to be fair, at least she's doing a point of damage. Okay, switch back to the Kirky.
Let's try this way.
There we go.
Tear them apart!
Well, that was an interesting combat and a rewarding 180 XP a pop. Destroying its phylactery won't kill a leech immediately, but it is necessary to defeat the monster.
We should gather our strength.
The crushing defeat of the Bandit King and his countless forces. A mighty troll empire invading the kobolds. Disease. Conquering half of the world. And now this. I won't even have to make anything up.
Sometimes even I can scarcely believe that so many exciting things can happen to the same people in such a short time. Imagine the readers of your book.
It's a little bit on the nose thing. It's a little bit unbelievable that so many terrible things happen to so few people. But that's kind of Pathfinder for you. Unfinished clearing. This might give us some clues. What are we looking at? It's
In
not
due
too big of
time.
an area. Narrow path, great place for an ambush. Put your people up there and just pepper them with arrows. Nope.
As it should be.
Let us go into the ominous cave. Alpha Warg from the Dunswood Pack.
Here. Done with waiting. Go down!
And Amory is broke for the moment.
Serves you right.
Why am I only getting one attack from
Onwards!
these people?
Stay behind me!
Oh, it's a surprise round. Kind of? Maybe? I don't... Oh yeah, we are in round 2 now.
This is for you!
Will you stop knocking her down?
You deserved it.
Oh!
Let us strike as one!
This should do it. I didn't even break a sweat.
Bloat. Are these not... Are these also immune to... God dang it. Flanking and like...
I'll fight if I have to!
Bum, bum, bum.
Any last wishes?
And Emery goes back down again.
A calculated risk.
Stand up, get eaten.
This will hurt.
Bring it! Tear them apart!
And I fell down again.
Do not falter!
Stand up again.
Let's try this way. This should do it.
Bum.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
You're nearly dead, aren't you? Hey, that was one of the wolves down there. More healing, Tristan. More healing.
This is where I step in.
Onwards!
A calculated
Back up.
risk.
And step 5 feet away.
You can't stop me.
Serves you right.
Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum,
This will
bum,
hurt.
bum.
Consider me provoked.
Emery,
So
finally
it's
getting
come to
through
this.
this thing.
You deserved it.
And then
Stay
just no
behind
more.
me!
Delay until F3. Emery stands back up.
This is for you.
Bring it! Tear them apart!
I think it gives me a sneak.
Repent!
Any last wishes?
Let us strike as one!
Well, the way that Karen and Emery nearly died several times during this combat. If it wasn't for Tristan healing them both up just about every round,
This
they
is
would
where
have
I
been dead.
step in.
But Valerie, not actually a scratch on her. There we go.
I'm listening.
Bum, bum, bum.
Quadritium Durinos.
And this one.
Quadritium Durinos.
Punch dagger +2 and an enchanter's cape. This cape grants a wearer +1 bonus to enchantment school spells DCs. And this was a completely pointless cape. Apart from maybe the EXPs. Lindsay is wearing a cloak of resistance +2, and I don't feel that she casts enough spells, in my humble opinion. I possibly should abuse her spells a little bit more, but I don't know. I don't feel that the bard gets many decent spells. Suppose I should consider going back and unloading everything at some point. So much more to explore. Turn around. So few roads in this place. Huh. Another random encounter. Woo!
I wish there was another way.
More goblins. Not even that many goblins. Unless they're all hiding.
Serves you right.
I'll fight if I have to.
Oh, there is more goblins. They're all the way at the back.
An expected outcome.
You forced my hand.
Then the goblin exploded.
I'm not doing it wrong. The spell is flawed.
More goblins somewhere, I just don't know where. Oh, they're behind us. Or some of them are behind us. Oh, well.
You left yourself open.
I'll try to make this swift.
You can't stop me!
Ba-bum, bum, bum. Oops, my daisies. Ignore the earthquake.
Let's try this way.
So it's come to this.
You deserved it.
Don't bother running these people all the way back.
Onwards!
Finish him. And we're off. Goblin expert didn't even have any potions to snag. Ooh. Bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, 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 blah. So many random encounters in this one. Oh look, more goblin. Can I just sneak away?
Enemy approaching.
Apparently not. As soon as I get this achievement for surviving 100 of these encounters, I am never clicking on just engage unless I have no other option. But where it says avoid or try to avoid, I'm just going to click on it every single
Stay
time.
behind me!
Consider me provoked.
They go down! This should do it. Ha! A calculated risk.
Any last wishes?
Let us strike as one!
So I was
Do not
talking with
falter.
J Station earlier, and it's like one of the things that discovered is that I do tend to favour the roguelike builds. Even if you can avoid them, you just turn around and walk back. If not ambushed. Yeah, in some of them where you gotta go forward.
This will hurt.
You can do a little bit to avoid them. But yeah, as I was just saying, was speaking with J Station.
This
That's
is where
it.
I stand.
About so like what I stream and the style of game that I play. I kind of pricked the Blade Master on the Pathfinder Kingmaker just out of the solid. Meh, let's give it a go. But if anybody ever watches my other stream on my Cyberpunk 2077, I wanted to be a very stealthy sort of like Blade Master. Wait a minute. It's pretty much just turned into a Blade Master. There's very little stealth about him. The only way that he actually gets stealth experience tends to be is if he kills everything fast enough to.
You forced my
He
hand.
kills everything fast enough and they don't realize they're under attack. It's kind of stealth.
Serves you right.
But was also talking about other games because it's like I'm tempted to play Outer Worlds. Skyrim is kind of on the cards. It's not very high up in the list because I don't think that it's a game. It's another long game, and I'm not interested in doing an excessively long game at the moment. But at the same token, my playstyle in that tends to be the Archer, with all the stealth and whatnot. I could do something different and go with stealth and Blade Master again. And then it's like it kind of struck me that it's like every game that I play, every style of game that I want to stream anyway, could allow me to go for the stealth and blade options. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna say there's got to be some kind of rogue build in Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, and then Tides of Numenera. Torment's Tides of Numenera is another game where I'm pretty sure you can do a rogue-like build in that. It's just one of them. It's I'm not entirely sure if that's what I want to do. Stealth Archer with slow time min-max type build in Skyrim was broken. The thing is, it's one of them where it's like I'm not even too fussed about the slow time stuff. It's just I know what a archer and a roguelike archer is capable of in Skyrim, even at lower levels. It's like you can very much get away with. I just remember this one time that I was playing it, and it's like there's two guards sat outside of this doorway, and
Tristan, tell me, Is everyone so boring in Kellish? Or were you banished from there for your boring sermons?
I went on this journey of my own free will, with Sarenrae's blessing. Why are you giggling? Did I say something funny?
You just totally avoided the question. That's what you did there, Tristan. No, I don't want to enter that location. I want to go to... Oh, that's... Yes, let's go to the shallow gulch. Oh, it's storybook time. While travelling through the hills of Nomen, we noticed something worrisome. Crows circled the sky, much as they do upon spying a corpse to feast upon. More ominous yet, clouds of smoke trailed into the sky as well. After noticing that, we... approached carefully, trying not to reveal ourselves. The stealth DC is 26, and I have a plus 30 to stealth. We soon saw what attracted the crows. A dead horse lay in a ditch, one leg missing, and its carcass already picked at by scavengers. Near the horses it was what looked to be a corpse of a former rider, a young man clad only in undergarments. The smoke was coming from a bonfire around which goblins were roasting a horse leg. It seemed their hunger was stronger than their fear of these animals. Other goblins were busy rummaging through the clothes of a deceased man and taking whatever choice bits they could find. One goblin was strutting around wearing a beret with a feather, another a velvet jacket, and two other goblins each wearing a single boot. Were in the middle of a tug-of-war with the dead man's trousers. When we saw this, we bared our weapons and menacingly demanded an explanation. Realizing we were not in a playful mood, the goblins grew defensive, almost pleading. Not us, we kill no one. He already deaded. The goblins' words tumbled over each other in their haste to exonerate themselves. But they seemed to be sincere. Horse threw him, nasty thing, broke his neck, a horse killed him. We not even try eating him. After hearing their story, we let the goblins go with a warning. But before that, we made sure to reclaim everything they had taken from the deceased, including a hefty coin pouch. Alas, in this backwater, the coin proved of little use. Alas, the body lay before us belonged to none other than Tomkin Havaki, a noble from Garton, the one whose brother begged us to look for him. A letter in his jacket pocket, yellowed with age, confirmed his identity. It was signed Mathian Havaki, a relative. All we could do then was take this tragic news to his brother and loot the gold for ourselves. Right, that gives me an excuse to go back to my capital, where I kind of want to sell off all the junk that I'm carrying around.
To catch my breath.
That noise.
I'm hungry.
Would you
When
like
we
been
stop?
resting? No, just press on. But yeah, in Skyrim there are many potential broken combinations. I mean, I've not really studied it for how to break Skyrim. I generally play games for the sake of playing them through as honestly as the developers tried to make it. I mean, it's one of those things. If you, I play a lot of MMORPGs, and one of the
Resting would
things
be
is,
nice, don't you think?
Hardham appears in the doorway, loudly shouting down the corridor and trying to block a visitor's way. However, they don't budge, and finally the priest pushes is pushed backwards into the room, shouting all the while, "Away, go away! I'm telling you, the Baron isn't seeing anyone. He's busy and isn't here." I'm pretty sure I am here, Harem. Rundid Skeg, forgive me, respected Harem, but I must speak to the Baron. A young dwarf limps into the room. She doesn't look well. Her face is bruised, her armor crumpled, and her arm is dressed with rags, brown with dried blood. Nevertheless, she begins with a ceremonious bow. Your Grace, my name is Rudrin of the Skeg clan. I have come to beg for your health. My kin are in grave. Harem interrupts with indignation. How do you know my name? I was told by our leader, the Reverend Jamald, Torag's paladin. He is hoping to meet you in person. He has so many questions for you. A dwarf who rejected Torag became a priest of Grotus and now sits in an important position at the Baron in the court of the Baron. Such tales are rare. Harren's face is exploded with red and white spots. He furiously grabs his beard. Torag's paladin, and he wants to talk to me. What impudence, what shameless brazen... Although... Harem turns to you. You know, perhaps we should help them. I want to see this paladin with my own eyes, and the trap he walked his congregation into. So what's this trouble you've gotten yourselves into? Many ages ago, our ancestors, together with other clans, built a road here and a chain of fortresses along it. Unfortunately, we were forced to leave these lands, but now you've established order here. We decided to return and rekindle our clan's legacy. We found the entrance of to the Adamantine Shield Fortress, but when we tried to enter, Rudrin winces and touching her bandaged arm. Our ancestors left. They charmed the gate to the fortress and locked it with a key, which has long been kept safe by our clan as a relic. We brought it with us, but when we inserted it into the lock and turned, something incredible happened. The gate fell to ashes, and we saw that the lock was upon a chest of a huge golem, which attacked us immediately. I'm sure the creator of this golem prayed devoutly to Torag while he made it, never thinking for a moment that this piece of iron might someday turn on its own. How dwarvish. We managed to hide upon a hill, but we backed ourselves into a trap. The golem just stood below, waiting for us to come down. Two of us sacrificed their lives, distracting it to give me a chance to escape and find help. Please save them. You are our only hope. All right, I'll help you. Thank you, Your Grace. The Skeg clan owes you. Here's a map. It shows where to find the fortress. The lost dwarven fortress has been revealed. Harren fiddled with his beard pensively. I would ask you, if you go to help them, take me with you. I know it's folly to gloat, but I would like to see it with my own eyes, our proud guests from the Five King Mountains, caught in such a mess, and then send them home with my own tongue. I hope you will allow me this small pleasure. Your Grace, I must warn you, this is no ordinary golem. He is made of adamantine. He is almost impossible to destroy even with magical weapons, but if you wear it out for long enough in battle, it will collapse for a while to restore its strength. At that moment you need to pull the key from its chest. If I know anything about mechanics, that should switch it off. And if it don't, Harem gloomily question hovers above unanswered in the silence. Alright. Didn't say anything. Let's have a look at the barony, get some rest, sell off the stuff, and go out. Oh, I've got to take Harem with me. Oh, that means I've got to level him up. The greedy tax collector. Jubiliost? Jubiliost, what are you doing? 5 days. And this one is Tristane. Oh, I'm getting parched. But yeah, as I was saying, not sure if you've ever played MMOs, but one of the things about MMOs is like they have to go through a lot of tweaking and balancing and refining of things. So it's one of them where I try not to get too much attached to a broken mechanic because I appreciate that it'll be patched out. It doesn't happen so much in single player games. It's like, alright, congratulations, you figured out that this plus this plus this just is broken. And if you want to play it that way, you're more than free to play it that way. Very rarely have I ever seen the mechanics in a single player game and only a single player game. I've seen tweaks when it comes to games, you know, sort of like Command and Conquer, where it's like it's very intentional.
All according to plan.
Excuse me. Very intentionally meant to be a fair fight. So when it does come to it getting a little bit mixed up and it not quite being a fair fight, they can patch it to be more balanced. But at the same token, that's not always the case, and it can be fairly rare. Tatucho's present, Star Wars Gems. Yeah, and that's fair enough. I play a lot of single player games as well. But at the same time, to a certain extent, when it comes to single player games, if there's a way of breaking it, somebody will find it and nobody will patch it. And I think to a certain degree, it's against the spirit of a game. If you find something that's truly broken, for example, in Cyberpunk, I know that there's a ban on talking about it, but apparently there's a way that if you pick your skills correctly, you can have it that you can craft something and then disassemble it and get more out of it than what you put into it, allowing you to do this over and over again to generate infinite amount of money. Now, if it was an MMO, that would be a major problem because it would just absolutely wreck the economy of the game. You know, one of the things about MMOs is that you can't just go around and buy anything you want. So it would be patched out rather sharply. With it being in a single player game, and if you have an infinite amount of money, it's really not going to make that much of a difference. I'd keep hold of that one just as yeah, and that's the thing. It's like if the effort and the fun is there to become broken, don't mind it, because you know you've got to first of all work up to it and achieve it, which again is one of them things where it's like the stealth archer with slow time you said was broken. It's like, yeah, but you know, I've played a bit of Skyrim. I've not played a lot of Skyrim. I've never come across the slow time spell. I generally don't meddle too much with magic when I'm going for a archer build. I'm tempted to keep hold of that just because it might come in useful at some point. They might be useful, and they've got gold backgrounds. So let's make it and let's deal that. Do we have anything new and fantastic? Not seeing much. But yeah, and the thing is, it's not really. No, it's a shout. Okay. Yeah, I know even less about shouts than I do about Skyrim magic. I know that that's kind of the plot of Skyrim, learning all the shouts and doing all the things, but it's not something I've particularly delved into. I'm terrible at that kind of game because it's like there's so much other things to do. But at the same token, it's like it's not going to hurt anybody if you decided to go down the route of I'm going to play this aiming towards a broken route. Alright, take out Tristan, put in Harem. God, I hate Harem. Because at the end of the day, you know, you can choose to do that kind of thing. But at the same token, I don't go out of my way to try and find these broken combinations. It's just, it's not really my style. I try, you know, I'll occasionally find a broken combination. There's one or two that I've come across. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, but you know, the infinite money kind of thing. In the original Fallout, there was a thing when it came to if you got your gambling skill up to a certain point, because of the way that the gambling works in the game is basically it's a percentage roll, and if you beat the percentage, you win some amount of money. And one of the things is the way that mechanically it works in the game. There's no choices that you have to make. You just basically say, you get into a conversation with a person who deals with the gambling and it says, I want to bet this much money. And then you've got another menu option which is all like, yep, great, you've won. And it goes through. And so you can gamble the large amounts of money. But what I found is if you've got a certain skill level, you're guaranteed to win more than you lose. It might not be much money because it's on the one button, but the one button basically loops it round to go again. So it's a simple case of, you know, if you want infinite money in that game, all you do is get so much gambling proficiency, then go to find one of the gamblers, and then you stick a piece of paper in underneath the one key, so that it just kept on looping this dialogue for as long as you wanted to make money. It's a choice. You don't have any archetypes that you can open up. Seeing if I can make him slightly more interesting than a cleric. Destructive aura. Cleric. Points. Feat spell focus? No. I don't really know what to give this guy. Yeah, we've got spell focus, conjuration, greater spell focus, conjuration. I'm up to this one, and it's like I'm not entirely sure where I went with, or maybe he started with that and I just chose it. Yeah, there was no mechanic for that in the game where it's like you, and the thing is, you weren't going to be winning every single round. You were going to win slowly. I mean, if you raise your skill up to the highest level, I think you were just about guaranteed to win. So, yes, maybe that could have had the sort of like mechanic to sort of like, yeah, you've won too much, you're cheating. But because it was sort of like win, win, loss, win, win, loss, 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 win, it balanced it out. So, you know, to a certain degree, if you weren't paying too much attention and if you didn't quite have it high enough, it was very difficult to see whether your money was going up or down at some time. So it'd be like, I think it's working. You go away, get a coffee, you come back and all your money's gone. And it's like, apparently my gambling wasn't high enough. Armor focus. Does he wear? He wears armor, doesn't he? Do wish it would tell. Oh, he's proficient in it. Here, have a heavy armor focus. Why not? 10. I think this will be the last one for him. 2 skill points. Well, there we go. And also open the spell book. Take a bone shatter, take mass inflict wounds, take a cure light wounds because you're not good at healing. And this spell frees victims from enchantment, transmutations, and curses. It's only against undead. Yeah, have a summon large elemental. That might help against the golem. Freedom of movement. Take that one. A couple of cure criticals because you can't convert them. I don't think you can convert them. Yeah, it is a bit of a gamble, but it's not, the character has a gambling skill, and I don't think it's very high that you need to bring it up to. It was one of them things I could never make sense of the system just looking at it, because you've got a big list of skills. From your melee attack, your weapon attacks, all different kinds of weapons, to first aid, mechanics, engineering, science, survival, and gambling was an option. But what was interesting is you put a skill point in it and increase your percentage, which would make sense if it was like from 0 to 100% based on how likely you were to succeed. But it didn't stop at 100%. It went all the way up to 300%. It was very difficult to get a character that high without cheating. By the way, can Harem instantly convert spells into cure spells? That's my current thing. I'm not sure if he can or not. I could just check, but while I go on to explain this. So for certain things, I think it was sort of like a balancing act between sort of like, if you've got a... okay, cool. I wasn't sure because I seem to recall in the back of my mind, if you were an evil person, you could convert them into a inflict light wounds, but not a cure light wounds, and onwards and upwards. But where was I going? I was going for... So yeah, if it was like, if you were 300% proficient with a pistol, and somebody was 200% proficient with armor, and was wearing some degree of armor, or they could evade or dodge or something like that, then it would make sense. Or it could push the extremes of a gun, because the gun had a certain range, and it was like, okay, it's going to be 95% accurate to a range of 6. If you pushed your skill up to 300%, it would be 95% accurate. I need to double check that. No, I don't know. Just take these ones. We'll figure that out. Yeah, I think... See, oh yeah, maybe it is that the channel positive energy, and you can only channel negative energy, which will harm people but heal undead. But the spells, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh no, I've already got remove blindness going. Why do I have so many remove blindness going? Take searing light. Take another cure moderate because nobody cares at this stage. Although, do you have bless? You don't have a bless. Take a bless. Alright, where is this ancient dwarven room? I love the way that it points it out on the map. No. Lost Dwarven Fortress. I don't know how to get there. Okay, go there instead. So, you know, if you had a pistol and it was 95% accurate to 6, If you had 300% skill in it, it would be 95% accurate to 18. And then that kind of makes sense. A little bit. I want to rest before I go in there. Maybe. Oh no, I do want to rest so that we get his spell sorted out.
It's good that we met. Without you, there wouldn't be anyone to chat with around here.
Yes, you're big on chatting, but I'm glad of it too. My pointy ears are always at your disposal.
Oh, actually, I'll deal with it when I get out. But yeah, when it came to certain skills, it made sense. You know, you could take a pistol and push it to the extreme limits of how well this pistol could perform. When it came to the gambling, it's like maybe there's some kind of thing about the house rules, and it's like, yep, it can. It's a 60%. Oh look, help has arrived! Hurrah! Praise Torag! Maybe, you know, it was like different games had different percentage chance of winning, but it's still one of them things where it's like, I don't think any of them were particularly high. Right, so first of all, I'm going to throw you into a pit. Hope you don't mind.
Yes.
Because that should do some damage to you. Although it just reduced all the damage down to 0. Wow. Still, this is a timing issue, so 10 rounds of that should help. Did he... Oh, he succeeded on his athletics check. That's not good. Why? Why is it doing that out of all things? Harim. Bless us. But yeah, channel positive heal is a thing that he gets. He also has channel positive damage undead. If we try and convert one of his spells, it cure critical wounds. I don't know anymore. I thought certain people only could do these things. Unless it's not a thing in Pathfinder Kingmaker, the game, or it's not a thing in Pathfinder, but I could have sworn. He is evil, right? Oh no, he's chaotic neutral. Ah, neutral get the choice. Yeah, when you're good, it must be channel positive. When you're evil, it must be channel negative. When it's neutral, you can choose which side you want the coin to fall on. That rings a bell. I just thought that he was evil. Octavia, begin firing. Immune to scorching ray. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Any last wishes?
delay until after Valerie. You've done that. Ball strength, yeah, let's have some ball strength on Amber.
Minimosi travisi.
Valerie, charge! Amory, rage and charge! Wow. Chiron,
This should
charge!
do it.
Ooh, I actually managed to do some damage to him.
Ah!
And he managed to do some damage to me. Right, so are you immune to this as well? Oh no, you're not immune to that, okay. And it's still only a 2 for you to hit, okay. Yeah, we need to get some displacement going. Harem, heal. That was a pathetic amount of healing. I regret
Let
not
us
to
strike
bring
as
Tristan.
one.
Tear them apart!
Run away! Ooh. Only a 2 to hit Valerie. Jesus.
Consider me provoked.
Lindsay, let's have some displacement on Valerie. Let's have some cures on Chiron.
Patritium Durinos.
Did you sell the Construct Bane pick you found? Probably. If I didn't sell it, there's a reasonably good chance that I just don't have it right now on my persons.
They go down! I didn't even break a sweat.
Ta-da! Took care of that. Oh, please don't walk in the pit. Please do not walk into the fracking pit. The golem freezes. Inside it, something vibrates in harmony, and the dent left by your weapons quickly repair. Harren approaches the metal monster and examines it from head to toe. An invincible idol made of indestructible metal. Another proof of our empty pride. Every master wishes to create something that will outlive them. But why? So that their creation will live on a short while and before returning to the dust with the rest of the universe? Ah, masters. Masters. Harren pulls the key. To his surprise, the whole lot comes out of the golem's body along with the key. As Harren stands amazed, the monster falls to pieces, as if it were made not from the strongest metal in the world, but out of rotten wood. Oh wow, adamantine with your bare hands. You're a beast. Spill it. When did you get so strong? Have you been lifting weights at night instead of praying? Hail, Baron Chiron. Saved. We were nearly done for. Praise Thorag. Jumping Skeg, one of the dwarves, clearly their leader, a grey-haired man. No, that's not grey hair, that's brown hair. Brown. A grey-haired man with the massive symbol of Torag around his neck jumps down from the hillock where the dwarves climb to escape the golem. He looks at Harren and what he's done, astounded. How did you... That's impossible, impossible. I don't know, I don't. Who are you? The dwarf turns to you and bows ceremoniously. Forgive me, your grace. The surprise has made me lose all of my manners. I am Jamun Skeg, paladin of Torag and the leader of this group. On behalf of our whole clan, I thank you for your help. And you must be Han, the priest of Grotus. I've heard a lot about you and the unusual path you've taken. I would like to speak with you. You would like... Well, I wouldn't like to even see you. We've nothing to discuss. This was just what I need to listen to another sermon from about Torag's greatness. The paladin replies to Tarim's indignations with a humble bow. I am not so arrogant as to preach to a priest. Your faith is your choice. I am not one to question it. I only wanted to know more about your spiritual journey. In response, Harim only sniffs with contempt. Harim, you've broken metal with your bare hands before? What? When did that happen, Karen? Ah, wait. You were talking about the anvil. Yes, I did do that. But why? I asked Grotus what it meant, but received no answer. Harim pensively wraps his beard around his fingers. Anyway, are you safe now? Yes, Your Grace. May Torag bless the soil you walk upon. You saved us. The Skeg clan is in your debt. Alas, we have no treasure to reward you for your kind aid. But that is only temporary. Believe me. When we find a way inside the fortress and recover the legacy of our ancestors, we'll see that no one can accuse Skeg's clan of stinginess. Harim sneers bitterly. Look at them, Charon. Here they are, true children of Torag, greedy, conceited, unable to see beyond their own noses. They've barely escaped death, and there they are, diving into its maw again, blinded by the glitter of the imaginary treasures. I contemplated making them leave, but let us allow them to stay and continue what they're doing. If they're in such a hurry to dig their own graves, let us not interfere. Thank you. I see you've no love for your people or our God. No, don't be so quick to frown. I wish not to preach to you, but I believe you when you said you broken the unbreakable with your bare hands. Please tell me about this. I think I have an idea what power lies within you. The searing palm, Harim's voice dulled and lifeless. The magic anvil in the desolate bronze shield fortress, desecrated by trolls. It was destroyed by my fist, as if it was made of sand or wood that had rotted from within, and only waited for it to be touched to fall. Drummond looks pensively upon the Torag's hammer which hangs around his neck. Could it be? Jalmund, what are you talking about? What power hides inside Harim? The touch of the Unmaker. This is a rare, very rare gift of the gods. It happened only once in a generation, and can't say who grants it. Perhaps Torag, perhaps Grotus, or perhaps it comes from some other source we know nothing about. It is the power to give death to things which live beyond their proper time. Ill things created with flaws, like this golem, desecrated like the anvil, the robust creation of dwarven hands that begs for death but must continue to exist. A dwarf blessed by the touch of the Unmaker can put an end to their suffering. Nonsense, I've never heard of this. If Grotus granted me this power, why do I have to find out about it from some paladin of the traitor god? A god of helplessness and cowardice. A gift of the gods by Grotus. You prove it, or you admit you're lying. Drummond listens carefully as the stream of insults rain down upon him from Harim. When the latter has finally spent his breath, the paladin replies quietly, "Yes, I can prove it." How can you prove your words? The touch of the Unmaker is not only the power to destroy, it can take the heart from any item. All the love and effort put into it by its maker, by the mercy of Torag. Strike the golem once more, complete the unmaking, and show us its heart. Harim looks gloomily upon the quiet golem, and then shrugs and smashes it with his fist. The golem falls into fragments with a pitiful clink. Leaning down to search through the pieces, Harim holds a shimmering blue gem. He examines it, then turns to you. The priest's face is sad and baffled. There, a gift from Torag. Be he damned. So what next? What do I do now? If it's a gift from Torag, then give it to his servants. You have them nothing to anyone, especially Torag and his servants. If it's a gift from Torag, then give it to his servants. Harim hands the jewel to Drummond. Thank you for telling me of my gift, Drummond. Do not expect it to reconcile me with Torag or with my people. If you find the way to make good use of it, fine. If not, it doesn't matter. You can keep looking for the entrance or go back to your mountains. I care not. Drummond hollows his head. Thank you, Harim. I will make good use of this gift. I'm sorry that everything turned out the way it did, but I respect your decision. I won't try to convince you. Farewell. Harim turns to you. Gift from the gods, curses from the gods. I'm starting to think it's the same thing. But thank you for coming here with me. I probably wouldn't have talked to this Drummond on my own, but now I have much to contemplate. Let us go, Charon. Let's leave these Skeg to do as they will. Did you get the heart of the anvil when you did the? I have some playthroughs. I haven't. I've not. I didn't even know that it was a thing. I don't think. Or if I did, I don't know what I did with it. I was supposed to talk to that guy's brother in my capital city. That's another thing that I went back to town for. See, this is how much of a lousy memory I have. It's like, I've got quests, I've got stuff to do, and then it's like, nope, totally forgot all about them. Time to ditch Harim again. With his bleeding naysaying to Grotus.
I need to catch my breath.
To the tavern. Did you manage to find anything? I have bad news for you. Your brother is dead. I found this letter on his body. Is that so? My father won't be able to cope with such a loss. What have you done, brother? Oh, for what? After reading the letter, Edric sighs bitterly and shakes his head in dismay. So that's how it all started. My brother found our great-grandfather's letter in the family archives and decided to follow his example. And most unfortunately, he did. This means I'm heir to the title now, but this doesn't give me the tiniest trifle of joy, believe me. Well, I have to say, I'll have to stay in your capital for a while. If during your travels you happen to find yourself in this ill-fated tomb, do me a favor and tell me what 2 Havoc's daredevils died for. Tell me about your great-grandfather. Mathian Hanvaki was known for his bravery and recklessness. When our family was dealing with some financial difficulties, his best idea was to leave the family estate, his wife and his children, to the care of his brother and go off treasure hunting with a group of daredevils of the same kind, let's say. No one had seen him since. Unfortunately, the stories like this aren't unusual in our family. Stories about the exploits of my great-grandfather have become legends, and bards praise his courage. Too bad no one wrote any songs about his widow and everything the poor woman had to endure. I look forward to any news you may find. I maybe should have read that letter at some point, but I didn't. I read absolutely everything else in this game, but apparently the one letter that might have given me a clue. I'm smart. Don't want about any. Oh, bread and success. The curator managed to pay a hefty sum, but there are time and gladiators. But the festival was a roaring success. We have culture. That's Tristan. This one is Jubiliost, who is currently working for 2 days a month. How is my BPs doing? I've got 100 BP. Probably take some time to do them, but I also realize that it is time. Right, let's rest. That's a thing I should do. I'm tempted to actually leave again. Yeah, let us leave. Because the next thing I want to do is that Jubilios bit. Oh yeah, I found more of these. I can't sort this from here. Ancient scrap with script covered leather. Pretty sure I have more of them lying around. In here somewhere. Can't see them right now. Bum ba bum. So I should really talk to the story maker at some point and turn them things over. Should possibly stop carrying these around because I don't really need them anymore. Anyway, leave and then switch out you for Tristan. And let's ditch Octavia for Jubiliost. Let's see if we can't quickly level him up before I shut down the stream. We level up Alchemist. Oof. Blinding bombs, breath weapon bomb. Instead of drawing and throwing the bomb, the alchemist can draw them and drink them, mix them with his body, and expel them as a breath weapon as a standard action. No, that sounds explosive bombs. The alchemist bombs now have splash radius of 10 feet rather than 5. Creatures that take a direct hit from the explosive bomb catch fire, dealing 1d6 fire damage until it is extinguished. I like that idea. Because I like bombs. Bomb diddy bom bom. Bom bom. Skills. Why do you have 9? Oh, you've just leveled up intelligence, haven't you? Yes. So we've got 4 more to divvy up. Use magic device, perception, trickery, stealth. Which one of these is a class skill? Arcana, go for that one. Infusions can let you use personal spells on others if you don't have it already. I don't have it, I don't think. I don't know. Alchemist, let's have some rage, why not? Alchemist next. Click, 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 and click. Weapon focus bomb. Let's have form body. Who knows? Alchemist, level 10. Force bomb. The alchemist creates a bomb. He can choose to have it inflict force damage. Force damage, force bombs deal 1d4 force points plus 1d force points for every odd number level instead of a d6. Creatures that take a direct hit from the force bomb are knocked prone unless they succeed a reflex saving throw. Force damage is nice because not much stuff resists it. It's only a skill point every other level, and I don't know why. And we're up to level 4. Stone skin? Stone skin, sure, why not? So hopefully to a certain degree, having Jubileost in my party will remind me that I'm supposed to be going to the inconsequent debates. So, let us save while looking at the inconsequence debates, and hopefully that might also give us another clue. And that is that. Are you going to work? There we go. Thank you for joining me. This has been Pathfinder Kingmaker, session 41. I'm curious to know how... No, I'm not. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I need a nap. Anyway, so yes, I will be back on Thursday with more Pathfinder Kingmaker. Friday and Mondays I stream Cyberpunk 2077 at alternate times. If you want to check my schedule on Twitch, that gives you the time in your local time zone. So you don't have to miss a thing. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell anybody who'll listen to come follow me, because that would be appreciated. And on Saturdays I stream with another friend, Kichigai Neko, over on... I stream on my channel, he streams on his. We always play a co-op game, so you can get 2 points of view if you so desire. I think that just about covers that. And is there anything else? Oh, raid. Are we going to go raid somebody? Let's check out who is currently streaming. Let's go for Fuzzy Bond. Fuzzy Bond is currently streaming a game. Sea of Thieves, that's it. It's a nice little co-op game. It's not got too plot forward. So, you know, it's a game that you can easily drop in and out of without too much of difficulty, but it can get a very samey because there's no real plot, so who knows. And I hope you'll join me in the raid. Alright, thanks for joining me. Daddy bye.